Hey, welcome back to the Cardone Zone. Grant Cardone here. Every Monday I come to you to talk about your money, your finances, your net worth, your credit. We talk about real estate a lot here, investing. We talk about inflation. We talked about crypto. We talk about the creation of a massive money supply. I'm going to talk to you today about how to invest, how to get started investing with just $1,000 in the different vehicles that you can go into and the ones that might make most sense for you. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please hit that. Really, really important to me. We do this channel free each day, each Monday, not each day. Shit, I can barely get through the day. And then we're also going to be providing content at Grant Cardone TV in the future for select members that want to get deeper on the content. My name's Grant Cardone. You should know who I am by now. I've written 8 books like this on everything from real estate to business expansion to scaling, to a book called If You're Not First, You're Last that was about marketing, a book called Sell or Be Sold about sales, the Closed Survival Guide about how to negotiate and close a deal. I also wrote a book called The 10X Rule that became very popular. Johnny, I don't know if you have that video from last night of the kids. We were on Halloween last night, taking my kids out for Halloween. Can you show it on mine, Johnny, or will it freeze up on mine?
We can show it on yours.
And I got to tell you, like, one of the greatest things in my life, I've done a lot of things that I'm really proud of, but last night, something happened to me that is one of the defining moments of my life. And if I can find it here, I'm going to show it to you. It was absolutely incredible. Took my kids out. Because let's face it, man, this is about your kids, your family, your time. The reason you want to make money is so that you can be proud of what you're doing. And we took my kids out for Halloween last night, maybe like many of you did, in Golden Beach. And I'm driving my car. I'm not walking. I'm not going to the doors to pick up the candy. My kids are, so I'll drop them off. They'll walk 3 or 4 or 5. And because I'm lazy on Halloween, right? And I meet these kids. Watch this.
You guys are the best. 10X.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That I got to tell you, like every time I see that, 60 or 70 kids bombed our car, and these last 12 or 14 just kept following us for like 12 blocks. So I reached those kids because of a commitment for myself and my staff to help people with financial literacy, education. These kids are 10 and 12 years old, man. I'm hitting them. Somehow I'm hitting these kids on this thing about money, because money's important, and most everybody in the room is going to start with $1,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 but you got to start, folks. You can't not start. You can only create wealth investing. You cannot create wealth just working. No matter how much money you make $30 million a year. You got to invest the money for it to grow. Otherwise, you're going to end up consuming the $30 million or the $30,000 that you make a year in taxes, okay? So this is how the game works, all right? Let's say somebody makes $70,000 a year, okay? And the government's going to take probably half of that. That's the tax. I just did an interview for Yahoo Finance, and they were talking about our real estate fund that we opened this weekend. They called and said, hey, we heard about all the action you're getting. We have 150,000 people registered over the weekend. Like, this was freaking insane. The number of people that are hitting our site saying, I want to invest in your real estate fund because we open it up to non-accredited investor. Understand that out of every 100 people in this country, 98 are non-accredited. Okay? Most of these people are making under 70 grand a year. Half of that goes to federal taxes. Let's say it's not that high. Let's say you only pay 30% in taxes. 21,000 goes to taxes. You're left with 50 grand, basically $49,000, and you got to live on $4,000 a month. Now, I don't know what city you live in, but I was with a lady from Iowa the other day. I'm in Scottsdale. Expensive to live in Scottsdale, about 30% more expensive today than it was 5 years ago. The lady moved from Iowa down to Scottsdale. I'm eating lunch facing this way. She's behind me facing the other way. And she recognizes my voice. She's like, oh my God. oh my God, is that really you? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, oh my God, the advice you've given me on money has helped me so much. I was in Iowa, the cost of living was nothing. I moved here knowing the cost of living was higher, but there's more opportunity here. First thing we got to do with money, man, is you got to figure out how to get this to grow. Okay? But the second thing to do with money is how do I keep what's left over? The little bit here, there's nothing left over here. So you guys got to figure out, number one, how do I increase this number? And the purpose of increasing that number is not to change your standard of living. The first thing you should change, one is your income, okay? And when you change your income, the second thing you should do is not increase your standard of living. You need to increase your investment portfolio. Okay, it's not a portfolio in the beginning. In the beginning, it's just one investment. And that's why this weekend I launched our non-accredited fund for investors. Okay, that means anyone now in America, if you live in the United States of America, with as little as $1,000, you can now invest in Cardone Capital in institutional quality assets. I don't know if you guys can show this screen right here. I just bought this. And you can invest in this now, okay? So what can a person with $1,000 invest in? You can leave your money in a checking account. Checking or savings account. You can put it in a money market. You're going to earn 0.0012%, 1/8 of 1%. That means it will take you 8 years. 8 years. Okay, 8 years to earn 1%. I want you guys to understand, if you keep your money in a checking account, cash is trash. If it wasn't trash, they would pay you for it. They don't pay you for it, okay? Understand, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. In the last couple years, the money supply in this country, in just this is 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. The money supply in this country exploded. Asset values, let's say real estate. For those of you who think real estate is expensive, the truth is real estate is not actually that expensive because it's only gone up about 19% and the money supply went up double, okay? So watch, I'm gonna make this house this house went like this, okay? It went up 19%. Its value went from 200 grand to 228,000. It went up. It did go up. Everybody's like, oh my God, it went up. But it didn't go up this fast. This thing's a pure hockey stick right here. You have this much money supply and you have this much price increase, which means what? This still has this place to go. And that's why you're seeing stocks go up, okay? So what can you buy with $1,000? I could go buy, let's see, I could go buy some Tesla today. What do I get for Tesla? Let me just pull this up. I could buy probably one share of Tesla. Let's see what I could buy. I could buy some Bitcoin. I could buy, with $1,000, I could get divided by 62,000. So I could get 0.016 of Bitcoin, 0.016% of a piece of a Bitcoin. That's cool. No income from it. I could buy some EXP stock, EXP Realty, $1,000. I bought this stock, by the way. I like this stock. 19 shares, 19.23 shares. I could buy some Meta platform, some old Facebook. They changed their name so you quit paying attention to the bullshit they were doing. $3.32 a share. So you could buy 3 shares of Facebook or Meta. By the way, they want you to spend more time on your phone and live in a virtual world where nothing is real. Strongly encourage you guys to go out and hug a tree today. Maybe do some hard work. Maybe put your hands in some soil. Do something real, man. Take your kids out for a walk. Get off these freaking pads. Go touch something real, okay? Bitcoin, no cash flow. EXP, a little bit of cash flow. It's a stock. You don't know it. If you don't know the stock, you shouldn't invest in the stock because you're gambling. Facebook, 3.2 shares. Let's see what some Apple cost me. Apple, $148 a share. Let's see, $1,000 divided by 148 equals 6 shares of Apple Computer. It pays no dividend. Maybe it does. Maybe it pays a tiny dividend. Let's see what the dividend on this little beast is. And if you're on the come up, folks, the first thing you want to improve is what? Your income. Oh yeah, it pays 0.88. This is Apple. It pays 0.88%. That's less than 1% for a dividend. Or you could do this. You could take advantage of this money supply, big, tremendous amounts of money. And if you look at the money supply, this is what you got. This is money supply, and this is money velocity, okay? Money velocity is very, very important, okay? I produce a bunch of money. Money supply basically means I take $100, spend $100, I give it to Johnny to buy something. Johnny goes and buys something with $100, buys something from Nathan for $100. Nathan takes it and buys something from Sherry. The velocity at which money moves is what actually determines inflation. Money velocity is the lowest rate in the history of the United States of America. We're sitting on money. When you're sitting on trillions of dollars of cash and equity, and the Treasury Department's doing the same thing, you can't have inflation. Inflation is driven by money supply going up and money velocity going up. And this is going to happen. At some point, somebody's going to unleash this money. This money's going to start being spent. But what's happening right now is debt is so cheap that people are not using their cash and they're borrowing money rather than using the dough. Okay, now what does all that mean? Show them this building right here, Johnny. This is a 456 unit building in the best location in the United States of America. I just bought a great deal in Houston, Texas. Location sick. This location is sick on steroids, okay? It's got the only mid-rise building in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. The location score is at least extreme AAA. The amenities, AAA. Location, AAA, okay? 99% occupied, and we think it does 4 to 6% in year one. Okay, my goal is to get it to do 6%. 6% is better than 4%, clearly. And my goal is to get it there. I think I can get it there. With $1,000, you can now invest in a piece of real estate. That will buy about $4,000. Every $1,000 buys $4,000 of real estate. That's called leverage. So you immediately start building net worth. Okay, you build net worth because you take garbage pieces of paper. You go to CardoneCapital.com, you literally go to the website. Let me just show them, Johnny, if they can see this. Watch how easy this is for you guys. 98% of all people are non-accredited. That's why I opened this. Cardone Capital, if you can spell it right, Cardone Capital. 98% of all people are non-accredited. They don't get a chance to buy wealthy assets, great assets. So you guys are stuck buying gambling at Robinhood, okay? And you need to quit gambling. I was in the casino the other night. I beat them. But most people don't beat them. Most people lose. How easy does the casino make it for you to bet $5? Easy. How easy does Wall Street make it for you to put $5, $10, IRA accounts, 401ks? This weekend, we were bombed with thousands of people moving their IRA and 401ks over to Cardone Capital. All they did was this. They went to CardoneCapital.com. Show them this, Johnny. No banks, no brokers, no middleman. Grant Cardone makes institutional real estate investments available for the everyday investor. I've been wanting to do this now for years. The lawyers told me not to do it. Everybody told me, don't do it, don't do it. This is a AAA location, AAA amenities, 92 walk score. Within a block and a half, there's 30 restaurants. 97%, I thought we were at 99, 97% occupied, water frontage, and we're in Fort Lauderdale. You go ready to invest, you fill in your name. You can start with as little as $1,000, okay? $10,000 gets you about a $40,000 position because of the leverage. You can invest as much as $100,000. Now watch this, this is where it gets fun. $100,000, even for a non-accredited investor, $100,000, oops, will pay you about $6,000 a year, $4,000 to $6,000 a year. You get a check every quarter, okay? Every 3 months, we send a check out. If you're accredited and you do $1 million, we send a check every month. So for the non-accredited now, for the first time, the non-accredited investor can now invest as little as $1,000. That $100,000 buys about a $400,000 position. So worst case is we go 30 years, the debt on the building's paid for, not that we would do this, but 30 years, and at least you know your 100 grand that you put in is worth 400 grand. And every year, as long as it cash flowed, it sent you and your family a check every quarter. Real estate is the greatest asset class in my estimation. It provides security, protects your capital. When it inflates, when inflation hits, remember this money supply thing I showed you earlier? Money supply is going like this. Velocity of money's going down to zero. Money's not moving. We have no movement of the money. When this money gets back into circulation, we have inflation. We don't have inflation yet. You guys think we have inflation. You're wrong. I know you think I'm wrong, but I'm telling you wrong. I don't care what the headlines say. You do not have inflation yet. Oh my God, yes, housing went up in our city. Yeah, but you don't understand. This went up 40% and your housing only went up 20%. You do not have inflation yet. Inflation will exceed this number. Hyperinflation will exceed the money supply. Money will become useless and people will be like dumping it out in the street. They're going to be like, fuck, I don't want this. Here, I'm going to Home Depot. I'm going to get champagne I don't even drink. I'm going to buy cigarettes and I don't smoke. I'm going to buy anything and everything to get rid of cash because it's trash. And it's not yet trash because people are storing it. $7 to $10 trillion is sitting in equity in homes. Ridiculous waste of money. So this is where you guys can get started right now. Look at the equity you have in your house. I had a lady hit me this weekend. She's like, I have $350,000 sitting in my home, dead equity. She said, if I put that in Cardone Capital, what do you think I'd earn? I said, well, if it only hits the 4%, you'll be paid $14,000 a year. How much is your home paying you? Nothing. Good. You'd borrow that. By the way, you can borrow that money at 2%. And earn 14. So she'd earn another $1,000 a month, less her cost. Okay, but watch what it really does. It buys $1,400,000 worth of real estate. See, that's the leverage I talk about that we do in a deal. So I'm buying this deal right now. I'm buying this deal. It's at $260 million. That is a big deal. $250 million. When I sell this piece of real estate, I think I'm going to sell it. You guys got to keep this video, keep this tape, mark it, date it today. I think I sell this asset in under 7 years, 7 to 10 years, somewhere in the 7 to 10 year mark for $500 million. I only put $80 million down, not only, but I'm financing 180 on this thing. I think is about the number, approximately the number. So I've already got the debt in place. I think it's 180 or 188. And I'm putting 80 million down. So the 80 million will actually turn into, if I'm right, 240 million. That's 3x return on my money. You're like, 3x isn't that great? Dude, this isn't, I'm not trying to make 100x on my money. I'm trying to protect my capital against inflation. Okay. Number two, I want cash flow. This 80 million will cash flow every year. I believe this cash flow on this deal will be about $4.8 million in the first year, and as rents go up, I'm being paid $4.5 million, $5 million a year to own. Show them the picture of the property again. I'm being paid to wait for that thing to go up. That is by the way, a river that comes from the Atlantic Ocean. Do you have the kayaks? You have the picture of the kayaks? I grab a kayak. You can rent a kayak at my place. You can come off your balcony right there, go downstairs, grab a kayak, and be in the Atlantic Ocean in 12 minutes. The best workout. I'm not trying to convince you guys to move down here. I'm trying to convince you, back to me, Johnny. I'm trying to convince you guys to go to Cardone Capital, fill in the damn form, man, and become an investor, a partner with Grant Cardone, because I'm going to build one of the biggest real estate portfolios in America, and I'm going to do it with you. Rather than going to the big banks and the big, wealthy families in America and saying, hey, give me this 80 million, because I could go to one or two families in America and get the money from them. I could go to 80 of my millionaire friends and say, hey, give me $1 million each. Or I could go to 4 guys and say, give me 20 million each. I know those guys, but I didn't. What I did was I opened this up to the everyday family. Nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters. Johnny, you got any family members?
I do. I got a sister and a mother.
Johnny could buy $1,000 for his mom and $1,000 for his sister rather than buying her a purse and say, hey, it's a great Christmas gift. Hey, what'd I get? You got the gift that keeps on giving, okay? And by the way, for $1,000, watch what he can do. $1,000 gets his mother a $4,000 investment because of the leverage in the deal. Remember what I did? I put $80 million down. Let me just see what that number is actually. 260. I'm going to correct this here in a second. 0.25. We put 25% down. I put $65 million down. So $65 million bought me $260 million worth of real estate. Johnny's $1,000 or $2,000. What's your sister worth, Johnny?
My sister, dude, she's worth about like
$5,000? So if Johnny gave his sister $5K investment, that would buy her a $20,000 investment. It's going to show $5,000 when you sign up. When you put in the form, it's going to be like, I put $5,000 in because it's telling you what your investment is. But I'm telling you guys, the way we got a loan from the bank, that's called leverage, right? I put $65 million down. I own this. Now, I'm talking big numbers here, but really it all comes down to $1,000. What are you going to do with $1,000, folks? You're sitting with money at your house. You could go buy an ETF. Let's see what the richest company in the world is selling. Well, let's see what garbage they're selling today. Vanguard ETFs. Vanguard and Blackstone are the two wealthiest companies on planet Earth. The wealthiest, folks. Both these companies will be worth $20 trillion each before the end of this decade. So you could go buy some bullshit ETF piece of paper. Let's see. Look, they sell it all. Look at this list of garbage they sell. Look at this. You want to know why they're worth $20 trillion? This list will keep going. Here's the Dividend Appreciation ETF, ESG US Stock ETF, Growth ETF, okay? Let's see what this is what they're going to tell you. These people are so smart. These are the freaking trickiest people in the universe, okay? Market price, $314. So $1,000 divided by $314. You could buy 3 shares of that. Got to get started somewhere. By the way, 3 shares of that garbage is better than $300 of this garbage. The dividend yield. For you guys that are like, Grant, you're only paying 4% on this institutional trophy quality best location asset. They're paying 0.44%. I'm paying 10 times that with the expectation for it to be 6%. Who knows? If rents keep going up, maybe they're 8%, which would be 20 times what these guys are paying. A lot of brokers, a lot of middlemen right here, a lot of people grabbing money on the way in, you know, a lot of people take the little fees, a lot of guys driving limos to work in New York City. They own those buildings, folks. How you think they bought them? Y'all, you walk into a casino, what do you say? Remember, son, they built this casino with gamblers. How do you think they built those buildings over at Vanguard and Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and Blackstone? They built it on your back, folks. So I want to give you guys, each of you, a chance this week. This thing's going to sell fast, okay? Show them the building again. This is the best building I have ever bought in my entire career. 456 units. It is 97% occupied right now. It is cash flowing positive right now. I close on it December 10th. If you're going to get your money in, go to Cardone. There it is. There's the old kayak shot. So you want to be a renter there, be a renter there. You want to be an investor there, be an investor there. You want to do both. Either way, you become my partner. You can literally become my partner in 4 minutes. I spent 30 years getting the credibility and the eye to be able to buy that asset, to position myself to buy and control that asset. It took me 30 years. It could take you 3 minutes and you could be an investor. Go to CardoneCapital.com, CardoneCapital.com. I know our phones are loaded. Folks, the only way to create wealth is to start investing. If you don't start investing, you will not create wealth. It's impossible. Warren Buffett says, if you can't make money when you sleep, you will spend the rest of your life worried about working. You got to work, man. You got to work. But you know what? Most importantly, you got to learn how to invest your money. $1,000 in the beginning, 5,000 later. Let it grow. 10,000 one day, maybe 100 grand. Maybe Johnny throws in 5,000 for his sister right now and just gets it done. I don't know. Okay, let's talk to the callers.
All right, we got Joel in Wisconsin.
I don't even have to, I didn't even announce the number today. 305-407-0276 is not the number. That's how you text me to invest with me, okay? Go ahead. What's up, Jonathan?
We got Joel on.
I mean, Joel. That's what I said. Joel. What's up, Joel? You got a deal or you got a question?
I got a question for you, actually.
Yes, sir.
I was on your 10X Money Challenge a while back, and I was the one that called in, and you actually answered my question online or on the air. I said that I had 15 grand in cash. You said the best thing for me to do would partner up with you and be a sweat equity partner. Would love to get involved. I actually have around 25K available right now. So,
Well, dude, the simple thing to do, Joel, is to go to cardonecapital.com.
The Cardones, and what's your name and where you calling from?
I'm hearing you, Johnny. I can hear you. Go to cardonecapital.com. Just fill out the form, man. Wire in your 25 grand, and we're partners.
okay. So before though on that, you said something about finding a property up here in Madison, Wisconsin, or in this area.
Yeah.
And you'd be partner up with me, like as a sweat equity partner, or.
Yeah, no, well, you would be the sweat equity, but you need
Right,
to go,
yeah.
you need to go find a monster up there and probably got to put 3 together. Now, I don't know that I want to come to Madison because you don't really have the positive migration in Madison, Wisconsin that I have in Florida. You want to invest in markets. Just because you live somewhere doesn't mean you want to invest there, right?
% cap rate. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good property. So,
Yeah, how big was it?
16 units.
Yeah, I'm not buying 16 units.
Well, I kind of figured you weren't, but
Yeah.
I'm just starting, brother. So I'm just questions.
Well, no,
questions.
but the way to get started, man, is to get started. You guys keep trying to find a deal. The thing you ought to do first is invest in a deal so you see how it works. So I would
Right on. So in other words, just getting in with you down there would be the best bet for me.
In 3 minutes, you
like
could
what
be
am I looking at as far as if I put 25K in? What am I looking at back?
25,000 is going to pay you about $1,500 to $1,500 a year, but 25,000 buys $75,000 to $100,000 position.
Okay.
Show them the picture again. In a piece of real estate, you can't buy it. Okay.
Right.
It's for your immediate partner. And for all of you out there that are investing in real estate or want to invest in real estate, when you become an investor with me, you immediately have me on your bio. You're an immediate partner with Grant Cardone. I want you guys to understand, you're not a partner at Blackstone. You're an investor at Blackstone. With me, you're a partner. With
Shit, I'm in, bro. I just wanted some questions answered.
Yeah, beautiful, bro. I look forward to seeing you register today, okay? And
All right, brother.
This is probably going to close out, folks, in a 15 or 30 day, before Christmas, this is over. So don't miss this. I can't go buy another one of these like this. Like there's endless supplies of money. You can't just keep building those buildings. They can't put another building in this location. This is arguably the single best location asset I have ever purchased in my career. Best quality asset I've ever bought in my career. And I can just tell you, you can hear me the way I'm talking about it. We're going to brand this 10X Living, 10X Los Olas. We own some other property in that market so we can reduce our cost of operations. Good for the investor, good for you partners. And it also boosts the returns because we can reduce our marketing costs and send more people to the building. All right, next caller.
We got KP from New Jersey.
KP, how you doing, my friend?
Uncle G, how are you?
Come on, man, come on. Let's go.
Yeah, I got 1,700 on me right now. So I was looking at your Instagram yesterday, and you said come with $1,000 and you can invest with me. So I was just asking, like, can I invest with you? Like, is it safe?
Yeah, 1,000. What you ought to do is invest the whole 1,700. Don't even worry about the 1,000. Just change the amount. It's going to say how much do you want to put in. Just put 1,700 in. You're broke either way. When you guys get down to like $5,000, put it all in. I'm not being reckless when I say that. You're already broke.
Let's make it official.
Yeah, make it official, man. When you're sitting on your last, let me just see what $1,700 looks like. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know somebody's going to do a video on me saying, Grant Cardone, they're going to clip this part out too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you're down to your last, the smartest thing you can do with this money, and this is just a guy that's started with nothing, folks, and put a couple $1 billion on the board. Okay, so what do I know? If I was down to my last $1,700, I'm telling you guys what I would do right now is I would find somebody that you can trust, somebody like me that you can trust that has bought this unbelievable piece of real estate. You cannot go replace this piece of real estate, okay? You can't go put a building on top of it. That pool right there, that deck, that's the largest open deck in Fort Lauderdale. Irreplaceable asset, AAA location, AAA amenities, 97% occupied going to 100. I would take the entire $1,700 you have right now and I would put all of it in that deal. And then what I'd do is I'd put it in that deal. Don't worry about it. Let me handle it. Trust your partner. And you put your full attention. This is the same thing for the gentleman that called from Madison, Wisconsin. I'd put your full attention back on your business, whatever produces another $1,700, and see how fast you could do another $1,700. Put that in the deal too.
Okay, I got a deal for you. I was looking at LoopNet yesterday and I found something.
Okay, what'd you find?
It's a 376 unit apartment building. The address is 2909 Camp Belton Road.
2909. Wait a minute. 2909.
Camp Belton.
Camp?
C-A-M-B.
Did he say Camp Belton?
Yep.
Atlanta?
Road. Yep, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, no, you live in New Jersey and you're looking at Atlanta. Why is that?
This is messed up state right now.
Yeah, okay. So this is the property right here. I'm looking at it right now. How much they want for this?
No. I found a deal for you if you are interested. I was just looking at the stuff right yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to help you out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, man. You guys send me deals. We do a club, by the way, grantcardone.com/club. Entry in that club is $25,000. And that is for professional real estate investors or those people that want to learn how to be professional real estate investors. Also, that club goes a long way for you and the IRS to say you're doing your educational process to become a professional real estate investor. It's grantcardone.com/club, grantcardone.com/club. It's $25,000. You don't get any real estate with it, but you do get an education how to find real estate. So we would help. What happens is people look at deals there, fund deals, get the debt on deals, and underwrite the deals. So we as a group of about 150 people work together each Wednesday, and 3 times a year. We got a summit coming up. What's that website? Is that grantcardone.com/club or summit?
Through club, they'll get it.
Yeah, if you go to grantcardone.com/club, but the way to buy the summit, I think you can get a summit seat for $1,000, Johnny.
I think it's grantcardone.com/summit.
Let me just check here, .com/summit. So any of you that want to start learning real estate, grantcardone.com/summit. I tell you what I'll do, actually. Anybody that invests $5,000 today because of this show, I'll give you a seat to the summit. You can either come in person or you can come virtual. Anybody that invests at least $5,000 before the day's over because of this show, just post in comments, I invested, cardonecapital.com. I'll give you a seat for free to the conference. So I don't know how many of those I can do, but I'll give as many away as I can. And you can either come virtual and just sign up and not travel down here, or you can come down to Miami and do it this December 13th, 14th, 15th. Anybody that invests at least $5,000, I'll give you a seat. Anybody that invests $20,000, pull up the helicopter, Johnny. Anybody that invests at least $20,000 today because of this show, cardonecapital.com, cardonecapital.com, cardonecapital.com. This is for non-accredited investors. This is crazy, man. Okay, cardonecapital.com. Anybody invest $20,000, I'll give you a ride on the helicopter and a seat. The heli plus a seat. I'm writing this down because I got to tell my staff what I promise, because there'll be some people out there trying to scam us. It does happen. It's crazy, man. It happens. Nobody needs to scam me. I always offer more than anybody would ever do. So when you make your investment in Apple stock or leave your money at the bank, do they do any of this stuff for you guys? Bank of America ever call you? We'd like to give you a ride on our company helicopter. Johnny, how y'all doing over there? Can't be that hard. There it is. There it is, okay? Man, I hate that picture up there, guys. It looks like something's wrong with my left eye. I wanted the video, though, man, of it pumping. Okay, so what are you going to do with $1,000, folks? What you could do is you could invest it at Cardone Capital today. You could also leave it in the checking account, the savings account. It's earning no money. You could buy stock with it, cross your fingers, and hope the stock market goes up. Maybe it will. Look, there's so much cash being produced, it probably will. You could buy 0.00016 pieces of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Let's see, Ethereum's probably at 3,200 today. $1,000 divided by 3,200. You could buy a third of one Ethereum. I know what you guys ought to do. You need to invest your money without losing it. So when I talk about investing money, this is what I talk about. Okay, number one, never lose money. How can you be guaranteed you never lose money? Invest your money in an asset that cannot be destroyed, can't be burnt down, can't be replaced easily, okay? That's why I like these big buildings. I like big buildings, I cannot lie. It's got 456 residents who are proud to live at a 10X property, okay? Number two, cash flow. When you're on the come up, if you're not yet rich, you should be investing in things where you never lose your money and you get cash flow. That is not a blackjack table. Okay, that is not a roulette wheel. Black or red, black or red, black or red, black or red. It's fun, but it doesn't cash flow. And you could lose, okay? Third thing, you want something that can appreciate without inflation. I want something that will go up without the effect of inflation. And I want something, number four, that can protect me and my family when and if we hit inflation. Because if rents double, check this out. Okay, I want you guys to do the math. And this is about this deal at CardoneCapital.com. 456 units at $2,300 a month. 456 times 2,300 times 12. Okay, that is 456 times 2,300 times 12. 12 months. That is 12,508,556. I think that's what that is, something like that. Is that right? Yeah. That property will do 456 times 2,300 times 12. Yeah, okay. Now, let's say we go to the year 2020. What is the date right now? 6. 5 years from now, okay? Can somebody, let me talk to a caller. Let me just talk to a caller and see what he thinks or she thinks those rents will be.
All right, we got Valerie in Kentucky.
I had a feeling it was a lady. Okay, Valerie.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, one time.
Okay, good. So, Valerie, just give me your number. Right now, the rents at that building that I'm showing on the screen here, the rents are about $2,300, $2,400 a month. What do you think that those rents would be in the year 5 years from now, in the year 2026? You guys watching this on YouTube, okay? Please post below. What do you think they'll be in 2026? And then I want you to write down, what are they going to be in 2031? Johnny, what do you think they're going to be?
Man, in 2031.
I'm going to,
Yeah, Valerie, what do you think?
I'm sorry. I'm going to say they're going to be at least $1,000 more.
Okay, so 3,300. And then what do you think that they're going to be 5 years after that?
Probably another 1,300 or 1,500.
Okay, so that would be 4,800. And I think you're right on. Let's say we keep this property 10 years and the rents are $4,800. I'm just going to use these numbers. Nobody knows any of this, right? Times 456 times 12. This property would do $26 million a year. The rent income doubled. If the rent income doubled, what happened to the price?
The value goes up.
At least that much. That's why I told you guys, I'm buying the building for $260. I'll sell it for $520. $500 million. One building, a half a brick. Okay, Valerie, you got a deal or you got a question?
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, so my mother passed away, and I inherited a very nice home and a farm. And then an accident happened to my husband, and he got about $300,000. So we have that, plus about another $50 sitting in the bank, and full equity in the home and farm, fully paid for. I've got money sitting in the bank that don't need to be sitting in the bank. I have a very small amount in investment. Tell me what I need to be doing.
Okay, so what is the home and the farm worth?
At least $1.5 million.
1.5 million. Okay, and is most of that the farm or is that the home?
Probably mostly farm, but I mean
Yeah.
the home is very, very nice.
Okay, good. So look, you're an accredited investor because your net worth is figured based on your assets less your home. So we're going to just assume here that your home's worth 400, 500 grand. That makes the farm worth $1 million. So you guys that are figuring your net worth does not include the equity in your home. So I'm going to kick her home out. She's an accredited investor. What I would do if I were you is I would take the $350,000. I would immediately invest that money on this deal that I'm in. That $350,000 will buy a $1.2 million position in this real estate. That immediately replaces your assets of your farm and your house, okay? So I'm breaking it down like this, okay? I'm saying that the farm's worth $1 million. The house is worth 500 grand, okay? She's got cash of 350,000. Do you have any other money, like a retirement account?
Oh yes, my husband has retirement, but obviously I'm not working. I have a small boutique, but I'm really not working. So my husband has some income, but he has a really good retirement through a phone company.
Okay, so that money now is yours to self-direct. So do you know what's in the retirement account?
I'd say when he retires in about 7 years, he'll have all over $1 million.
Yeah. Okay. So I would definitely look at, we could actually move that money because how old are you?
I'll be 55 this month.
Yeah. So you're in that same age group as I am. So I'm 63 years old. So I'm starting to use my retirement account to go grab some of that money at the lowest tax basis. I'd love to get a call with you to kind of just walk through what I would do with this money. I'm sorry about your loss, by the way.
I have a story that I would love to tell you. It just gets crazier, and I would love to talk to you more than you know. So you just tell me how to do that, and we'll do it.
Get a number. Okay, I'll call you back after the show today. Now, the farm, what do you want to do with the farm?
Well, to be honest, I mean, we live there, Grant. It's my memories of my mother and my family, and my family loves it. It's out, secluded.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do it, sell it.
Yeah, does it provide any income?
We lease it to hunt, and we lease the hay, which is not a lot, but we get pretty good chunks for people to hunt on it.
Okay, so what I would do with the house, I personally, if I were you, I would borrow 500 grand against the farm, not the house. That 500 grand will cost you about, tax deduction too, by the way. Commercial loan, cost you $10,000 a year. It would produce 500 grand. It would produce $30,000 a year in income. It would buy $2 million worth of real estate. This is what I would do if I were her. I'd take all the cash invested in that deal I'm at. That's $21,000. This is income for her. This is going to be $30,000 of income. She would make $51,000 on this transaction, less the $10,000. I would take that off, except it's tax deductible, so I'm not going to take it off. She would have income of $4,250 a month coming in, and she would take her farm, that's $500,000 she took out, plus her cash $350,000, and she immediately put it on steroids, and that's worth $3.2 million. And we just increased her net worth faster than her husband created net worth over his period. Not saying anything negative. I'm just saying, like, guys, when you're not leveraged, you don't have any leverage. So get her number. I'm gonna call her, okay, when this call is over. But she's definitely accredited, folks. Most people don't have this kind of money. Most people don't have these kind of problems. These are high-class problems to have. Problem is, many of you out there have high-class problems with no high-class vehicles. And this is why I created Cardone Capital. Never before has an institutional quality asset, show the picture of the asset. No group has ever done this before. Without exaggeration, I'm offering the everyday person, accredited and non-accredited, Nathan, back to me, never been done before. This has never been done before. Blackstone, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, nobody's ever done this before. I don't care what, oh yeah, we do something like Grant Cardone. Nobody has ever offered a trophy asset, AAA location, AAA amenities, institutional quality asset, cash flow positive from day one. Nobody's ever offered that to the everyday person. Typically, these deals are safe for big banks, big insurance companies, and the wealthiest families in America. And I'm making it available to you guys. $1,000 minimum, maximum $100,000. That's for the non-accredited. If you're accredited, go to cardonecapital.com, click accredited. You start at $100,000 and go up from there. You can go up to $5 million. And we will have people that put $5 million in this deal. My preference is that you guys that have $8,000 and $10,000, $6,000, $32,000, a retirement account with $16,000, take that money, put it in this deal. I promise you, you will never, ever regret it. If you do $5,000, I'm going to give you a seat to our summit that's coming up December 13th, 14th, and 15th. You can either come in person. That's a terrible video. Or you could come virtually. I'll just get you a virtual seat. If you do $20,000 today or more, I'll give you a ride in the helicopter when you're down in down in Miami, and a seat to our summit. Yeah, that thing is a beast. Augusta 139, 2 engines, 2 pilots, safest helicopter in the world, 195 miles an hour, and you will lose your mind when you're in it. Okay, every Monday I do this show. Every Monday.
We got one more caller.
We got one more caller, and I'm just sharing with you guys today what you can do with $1,000. If you can't figure out what to do with $1,000 or $1,700, folks, what are you going to do when you get $1 million? This is just a variation of this number right here. If you don't start investing this now, you're like, oh, it's only $1,000. If you don't start with $1,000, what are you going to do when you get to $1 million? By the way, if you don't start with $1,000, it's going to take you forever to get to $1 million. If you just let your money sit in the banks, the only people that are benefiting, I want my friends that are in the marginalized communities, the middle class and lower middle class. You guys hate on the system, and you are the ones funding the system. You hate the banks. You hate the rich people. I don't blame you, by the way. The whole system's effed up and in a total scam. And you guys keep funding the exact system that suppresses you and holds you down. And what I'm doing at Cardone Capital is I'm unwinding that deal. I had 2 institutions call me this weekend, presidents of the institution, saying, bro, what you are doing is like disruptive. CardoneCapital.com. If you want to be part of the disruption, it's happening in a lot of spaces right now. Cars is happening. With social media, it's happening. People are standing up against the vaccine. There's disruptions going on everywhere. People are saying enough is enough. And now I'm going to make sure this happens for the non-accredited, the everyday investor, so you guys can buy. You can actually, for the first time in your career, your life, invest your kids, your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your nephews. You can invest for them in institutional quality assets. This has never been done before. Let's talk to our caller.
All right, we got Andre in LA.
Andre, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Grant, I've been following you for a while now. Just had a couple quick questions, if I could ask you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bring it on.
If it's any of interest to you, I know it's Andre of LA. That's partly why I'm calling you guys, because I have a couple properties out here, but I just don't feel comfortable anymore investing anywhere in the state, to be honest.
I'm with
so
you.
I've been kind of looking at Texas and Florida, and because of the distance, it's kind of a hard decision for me to go out there. So I've been kind of looking at your Cardone Capital as a vehicle to park some of the money that I've been making. So
Got it.
here's the question. I know some of the properties you have available on the website. Some of the goals of those properties is to buy them, bring up the percentage of the tenancy, and then eventually to flip them. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. But is there some sort of model for these properties as to whether you keep them for long term or?
Yeah. So
there
this is a
some
great
short-term
question.
goal?
This is a great question. Like he's talking about something that's a real problem for a lot of people. If you live in New York, Boston, New Jersey, Illinois, California, any of these states where you're a little worried about, man, I'd like to invest here, but I can't because I'm worried about, one, the price I'm paying, and number two, I'm worried about whether I even own my own property anymore because I can't get the tenant out if they don't pay. There's a big problem in those places. So he's like, rather than me trying to find a deal here, I'm going to get on a plane and fly to Miami and try to start investing in Miami. Folks, you're not going to do that, okay? You're not going to just get on a magic carpet ride, get down here and buy an asset. You won't know where you're looking. You don't know the good locations. You don't know how to get the deal. You don't know how to buy the deal. You don't know the broker to call. You don't even know what to say. Like, if they don't know you, they're not going to float you. If they don't know you, they're not going to give you the deal, is my point. So he's going to come from Cali all the way over here. He's like, what happens? What's the plan on this deal? So this particular deal is $260 million. Our goal is we're going to put a 5-year loan on this deal, pay it off at 5 years, okay? So we will put, I think, $80 million down on this deal, thereabouts. Don't hold me to this. And we'll finance 180, okay? My goal is to take this thing at 90, I think it's 96%. Let me see what it is right now. 97% occupied right now, okay? And my job is to get it there or higher. We've actually announced that we're there. People know I'm buying it. So we've already taken it from 91 to 96, and we haven't even closed on the deal. So my goal is to get this thing, if at all possible, man, perfect scenario, I get the rents closer to $2,800 a month. And I think I refinance the property right here in 2026 with a value of $340. Okay, watch what happens now. How much money do you have right now?
Couple $100,000.
Okay, so let's say you gave me 200. My goal is to refinance this property for $255 million in 5 years. Now, if it's worth $340, I can get a loan for $255. What did I pay for it? $260. So you gave me $200,000. I'm gonna send you like $180,000 of your money back, and you'll still have your position in that deal. Exact position that you had before I sent you the money back. So my goal for all the investors, including my money, because I'm gonna have a lot of money in this deal, is to get as much money as I can back at the 5-year mark or sooner. That will be a non-taxable event, by the way. California can't tax you on that money either. So you'll have a non-taxable event. You'll get $180,000, maybe $200,000 of your original $200,000, plus you keep your cash flow that you got for the last 5 years, plus you keep your position in the asset. You get your money back, and hopefully you say, Grant, let's roll again. So that's my goal, man.
Beautiful.
That's our business plan on it. Unless somebody comes along and just says, hey, I'll pay you $340 next week, and I don't even know if I'd sell it. If I could make $80 million in 1 week, I don't even know if I'd sell the asset, to be honest with you. That's how good this thing is. Does that help you?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. That
Yeah.
does. It sure does. And you actually answered one of my other questions, which was about appreciation. So
Yeah. Guys, you got to start investing money, folks, okay? Money velocity. I talked a lot today about a lot of stuff. Hope you guys saw that graph, money velocity. If you've never heard the term money velocity and you're trying to talk about inflation and you're talking about money supply and you're like, oh my God, we printed so much money. If nobody's using it, man, it don't matter. Okay, I'm going to show you this right now. I try to spend an hour a day studying stuff that I don't understand. Let me just see if I can find this. I was studying this morning, money supply. Here's my NMHC 50 largest apartment owners. Why do you think I'm pulling that up? These are targets, man. I'm going to be on this list, I guarantee you. I'm going to take you guys for a ride, baby. We all going to the moon. Okay? I can't get on that space bucket with Elon, but I can do this. Okay, so I was studying this morning, money supply and velocity. Okay, here's the M1 money supply. Hockey stick going freaking right through the roof, right? It would be terrifying if you didn't know this next piece. Okay, money velocity right here. Year over year change, money supply, velocity, and inflation. Let me make this a little bigger for you. A little bigger. See the money velocity? It's fallen. I had this money, and now I have this money. And what I didn't do is I just put the money in my pocket. Johnny, this is you in the wall. This is you contributing to this. You have an upside down hockey stick. We printed money and people actually didn't use it, okay? What are they doing? They're saving it at the bank. They got equity in their homes, okay? Maybe they're paying off their stuff, okay? When you pay stuff off, dude, that is not money in circulation. Money in circulation is, I'm gonna go buy some stuff. I'm gonna buy some more stuff. And the other thing that you got a problem with right now is you can't get the shelves. You can't get stuff stocked, right? We have a supply problem. If I have a supply problem, I can't spend money. So you can't have inflation if you don't have money velocity. If a bunch of people start saving money at their house, hoarding money, what's the guy? Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar never spent any of his money. And that's why you didn't have inflation down there. Okay, because Pablo wasn't spending his dough. What was he doing? He's putting it in the ground. He couldn't spend it. So as long as money is not used, you got a problem. And this is why you're seeing interest rates. Watch this. Interest rates, almost zero. Savings rates, way up here. Even though it's zero. Like, these people are dumb. These people haven't caught up. I think maybe the banks are like, these people are stupid, so we'll just keep taking their deposits. So you guys keep depositing money in an account when what you should be doing is getting out of the banking system and getting it into real assets. And if you know somebody at Apple or Facebook or Meta or whatever they're calling themselves today, you got a buddy over at Amazon, or maybe you got some startup company and you know they're going to go public, good. Freaking load up in that deal. If you know for sure they're going to make money, load up in that deal. If not, hey man, get invested in real estate. If you don't want to do it with me, start learning how to do it yourself. I'll help you learn. Let me just give everybody something to listen today. If you hung in this long, I'm going to give you a free 3-hour webinar. Free, completely free. GrantCardone.com/REI. I should just do this for the investors, but I'm going to do it for everybody. GrantCardone.com/REI. GrantCardone.com/REI. It's a 3-hour training on how you can get started in your backyard. But understand that you don't have to start with one unit. Because the problem with one unit is when Alan moves out, because he's pissed off about your bed bugs that you got to go clean up, by the way, and he leaves, you're vacant. And now you got a job and you got a problem. Your job is your job that you go to every day. You're a nurse, and you're being a good nurse or a teacher or principal or doctor or dentist, chiropractor, and now you got this bullshit to handle. Alan left. God damn it, Alan. Now you got the mortgage, you got the property taxes, you got the roof, you got the cabinets, you got the kitchens, you got the problems. The alternative is, show them my deal. Our deal. Okay, you could invest with me in this beast. Your first deal could take you 3 minutes. It took me 30 years to get this. Your first deal could take 3 minutes. You'll cash flow. You'll be a real estate investor. You'll be my partner on this deal. Don't take that lightly. It's worth something on your bio. Partner Grant Cardone, Cardone Capital. You start increasing your net worth. By the way, your net worth is ultimately the way you control your credit score and your credit. Nobody checks my credit score anymore. They're like, man, that's that guy that owns 12,000 units. And you start fighting against inflation, okay? Not even the Fed is using money. The Fed's not even using money, man. You guys understand this? Until they start building highways and hospitals again and schools in this country, until they start building plants again, probably never going to happen. Why? Because we got them in China, man. If you don't build stuff, you don't inflate stuff. If you do inflate, if that $1.7 trillion that Biden is going to invest, if they actually invest it in highways and bridges and don't just waste it on their bullshit programs, I think they're going to give $450,000 to immigrants that are suing for coming across the border and got separated from their kids. If they don't just give the money away, maybe we will have inflation one day. But man, the money's got to make it to the streets. And if you guys look in your local neighborhood, man, how's your airport doing? How's your hospitals doing, huh? All I hear about hospitals is they can't take care of everybody. How's the roads in your town doing? How's the schooling system in your town doing? We fund $1 trillion a year to schools in this country, and I hadn't seen any nice schools in a long time. Instead, they're worried about mask mandates and vaccine mandates for 5-year-olds. It's crazy. Now, if somebody gets their shit together and their head out of their ass, and the Republicans and the Democrats quit arguing about everything, and somebody gets in office, I'll tell you guys a little secret. I started Cardone Capital so I could run for president. I'm going to get millions of people to invest with me. Millions of people to invest. What's 1 million times 1,000? Oh man, that's 3 zeros, 6 zeros. Ooh, that's a lot of money. But it's not the money I want, it's your vote. Because if you're a partner with me and I pay you every quarter and you make money on your money, oh, when you go to that voting booth, you will vote for me. That's my plan. That's my program. No president has ever run on that. I paid you. I never cheated you. I took care of you and your family and your money. I showed you how to grow wealth by being a partner with me. You're going to vote for me even if you don't agree with my damn position. Right, Johnny? Johnny.
That's the truth, man.
Johnny, you like it?
I love it.
Dude, I'm going to run. This is what I'm going to do. I told my wife this weekend, I said, look, I'm going to get 10 million people in America, not 1 million, to pay me $1,000 to invest with them. That's $10 billion. What if I could get 25 million people, 25 million, that's a doable number. 25 million? I think I can do that. Times, our average investor does about $25,000, even though they start with $1,000, okay? Watch this. Let's say I get 25 million people. Let's say I get 10 million people times $25,000. Ooh, God dang, that's 250 billion. I could raise $250 billion. That will buy $1 trillion of real estate. Now I can run for president.
You got that presidential posture.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. I know for sure if I can get, what was that? What did I say? 10,000 people? 10 million people? If I can get 10 million people to invest with me, I know for sure I get those 10 million votes. And those 10 million people are going to be like, man, that guy's a good dude, man. Okay, he's a good dude. He's been paying me for freaking 12 years. When's the next election?
I think it's in 2 years.
2 years? So that'll be 2020. 24. So I can't run till probably 2032. That's 8 years from now. I'll be 71. Yeah, that's good, man. I'll be in good shape. I ain't never going to walk like Joe Biden.
Sound systems.
Okay. Taking care of myself, man. Having fun with people. Doing business with people I want to do. So again, folks, hey, if you want to help me in my presidential campaign and want to help your family and want to protect your money and you want some cash flow and you want to get started with real estate right now, go to CardoneCapital.com, CardoneCapital.com. When you do at least $1,000, you become my partner. If you want to go to $5,000, I'm going to give you a seat to our summit. If you go to 20 grand, I'm going to give you a helicopter ride and a seat to our real estate summit. Thank you for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you like this, please post a like. If you have a comment, please give me some commentos. If I did something wrong, said something wrong, if some of my math was wrong, let me know below. I actually look at the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. God bless. Be great. Get started. And understand that you cannot create wealth just working at a job. No matter how good you are as a ball player, a pitcher, batter, plumber, nurse, doctor, dentist, no matter how good you are, you cannot create wealth and financial freedom for yourself and your family if you don't start investing. Be great.